As the war with Iran continues, no real end date in sight, which means costs are ratcheting up as well. The Pentagon estimating the first 2 days of strikes cost $5.6 billion. So you can imagine by now. And that raises a really important question. Is Congress going to continue giving the president a blank check to fight this war? Let's talk about that and more, by the way, with Congressman Buddy Carter, Republican from Georgia, joins us, running in the Senate race in that state as well. Welcome back, Congressman. Good to talk to you. Waiting for the president to speak in Kentucky also at this hour. So this is a war, we talked about this a bit last hour and showed some numbers, that is not very popular with Americans. What are you hearing from your own constituents about it?
Well, obviously, you're right. The polls show us that it's not very popular. However, I would submit to you that it is very necessary. After all, this has been 47 years in the making. Iran has the blood of American citizens on their hands. You can look at the events that have taken place over the last 47 years where Americans have been killed because of Iran and them supporting terrorism and the USS Cole and what has happened. And let's remember what happened on October 7th in Israel. Yes, there were 1,000 people killed. 46 were Americans. Americans were killed there as well. And who was behind that? Who was funding that? Iran and the terrorist regime in Iran. This is absolutely necessary. Yes, it is causing us some short-term pain. Yes, gas prices have gone up. That hurts everyone, but they are going to stabilize. And I would submit to you that gas prices in the future will be more stable as a result of having an Iran that's more stable. And we won't be having to let Iran use it as a weapon like they have in the past.
The president is going to shift, I think, to talking about prices, whether it's pump prices or just overall prices in this speech in Kentucky. But here at News Nation, we talked to some Americans about what you just addressed, the price at the pump. And here's what some of them told us. Take a listen.
After I do a handful of rides, I'm paying 1/4 of what I just made right back into my tank just to continue making money. It just needs to get better, to be honest, because this is just an outrage.
They're just so high, you know. Sometimes you have to choose between gas and other things that you really need.
What do you say to that last point? Because to me, that is an important point, Congressman. Like if someone says, well, I got to make a choice between filling up my car and doing something else right now, that some people, that's how they feel in America.
It is how they feel, but as the first person said, you know, look, this is just part of it. But if you look at the long-term plan, if you look at what we're accomplishing here, the fact that the president, I would submit, has saved millions of lives in the future by not allowing Iran to have a nuclear bomb. He's made it clear to them, you are not going to have a nuclear bomb. And by doing that, as I say, he saved millions of lives in the future. What we're paying at the gas pump is a small price to pay in order to save millions of lives in the future. He's also told them you're going to quit killing your protesters, your citizens. They've killed over 30,000 of their own citizens. And you're going to quit financing terrorism around the world. All of those things are going to make the world safer and make our lives better. Yes, I get it. I understand. And the president understands that this is a painful experience at the pump right now. But that is going to stabilize, and it will be a small price to pay in order to gain what we're going to gain through this.
You probably see or hear the president walking out there, the Lee Greenwood song as usual, Congressman Carter, in Hebron, Kentucky. You know, he's visiting businesses today. This is Verst Logistics, one of the largest contract packaging providers in the United States that he's visiting. And their client list is like all the Fortune 500 companies and the like. So he's going to deliver this message, we think, on prices and lower prices, bigger paychecks is kind of the theme, but obviously the background is the war here in Iran. As he waits for this Greenwood song to wrap up, you want to weigh in real quick, Congressman, on what message you'd like to hear the president deliver right now?
Well, I wanted him to deliver the message that the world is safer now than it was a week ago or 9 days ago, whenever Iran, before we attacked before we set out to stop Iran from doing what they were doing. And in the long run, this is going to help us tremendously. And you're going to see the benefits of the policies that are going to take place very shortly.
Thank you, Congressman. I'm glad we were able to have our conversation.